Here's the reason why I said you have to click on transform data when you are bringing in data to Power BI rather than loading it directly. So you must have to come to the Power Query editor and do a couple of things. Now, two minimum transformations you want to do is, number one, you want to ensure that every column you are loading into Power BI has an impact on your report, which means if there's any column you feel is going to be useless for reporting, then you have to make sure you do away with that kind of column. So when I scroll through my data all the way from the left to the right hand side, I think all my columns are important for reporting except for the row ID. So it's more or less like a serial number. It is very useless for reporting. So what I'm going to do is I need to delete this column. So if I want to delete the column, what do? I'm going to give you a couple of options to do this. So if I come to the home tab where I have all of my commands, all of different commands I can use to transform data. So one of those commands I have is remove columns. So I can select this column row ID and I will click on remove columns and it will disappear. That is option 1. Option 2 is I can right click on this column for row ID and I will see remove. So this is way shorter. Okay, so anytime you want to do a transformation that affects a column, your very first option should be to always right click on that column header. So when you right click on the column header, you find a list of different things you can do, different transformations that you can apply on that column. Otherwise, you have to go shopping for the command you need to use from the home tab. You have to search through all of these and look for what would apply the transformation you want. If you can't find it on the home tab, then you want to go to the transform tab, or maybe you want to start from the transform tab because most of the transformation buttons will actually be found here. So you come to the transformation tab, you look everywhere, you can't seem to find where you want. It might actually be there but could be difficult to spot, and that's why if you want to do something on a column, just make sure you right click on that column header and pick the option you want. So just right click here and I'll select remove. So once I click on remove, watch what happens to my apply steps area. I have an additional step called removed columns, and on this step, if I come to the formula bar, I will see that another formula has been generated using a function called table.removeColumns. So Power Query uses a language called the M language. So for every step, every action you take in Power Query, a step is going to be recorded using the M language. So I said two minimum transformations you have to do is, number one is make sure you remove every column that has no impact on your reporting.